Hi, good evening, everyone. As promised, this is my Dubai review for my trip to Dubai last week. Um, First, I want to say that it was an awesome experience. If you have not thought of going, or if it's been on your list of places you want to visit and you haven't had an opportunity to do that, I would suggest that you do. You will not be disappointed. The city is, of course, there's a lot of traffic. We did experience some traffic in Dubai on the way from Abu Dhabi when we visited the mosque, but for the most part, it was not really bad getting around. So I'll start at the beginning. Okay, so we left out of RDU on JetBlue, flew into JFK, and took Emirates from JFK to Dubai because I've always wanted to fly them. Um, they have been on my bucket list as well. So I figured, hey, let's take Emirates to Dubai and see what the service is like. They did not disappoint. It was just awesome service. The crew was great. Check-in, not an issue at all. It's just very smooth. Being able to, of course, we got on board and was very impressed with the aircraft, the crew, just really, really nice flight. We got into Dubai around 8 o'clock in the morning, and we were picked up by our driver and taken to the hotel. Check-in time at the hotel usually is around 3 o'clock. We were staying at the Sheraton Grand, and they allowed us to check in early. So we were able to check in at 11 o'clock in the morning, which was great because after flying for 14 hours or so, from here to New York was an hour and a half, and then from New York to Dubai is 12 hours nonstop. So we're traveling about 15 hours total, close to 16 hours. So even though we got there at 8 o'clock in the morning, you should be wide awake, and I was wide awake, but it was a little tiring. So I was glad that they allowed us to check in early. Stayed at the Sheraton Grand in Dubai, and we were offered a 4-star or 5-star hotel. I chose the 5-star because I hadn't actually stayed at one before, and I wanted to see what the service was so I can compare to the other ones that I visited to see. And it was really nice, very nice hotel. I did do a video of the room. I forgot to do the check-in area, the lobby, but it was just as nice as the room, if not nicer. The hotel has about 54 floors, and half of the floor is for investors. There are people actually who buy into the property, so they have customers or clients who actually own villas or apartments or condos or whatever they're called inside the hotel. So we were on the 14th floor, and I think the hotel portion for guests that check in and out might have been maybe 20, and then from there up to 54 were the folks that own property. We did get to visit the 54th floor. They have a rooftop pool and bar area there. Did not take any pictures of that area, but I did take some pictures from the area. So the nighttime pictures that you see was actually taken from the 54th floor of the hotel. Surprisingly, we got there and found out there was a Jamaican restaurant on the 5th floor, and that they also have a club there. We did visit the restaurant the first night we were there. That's where we had dinner. The food was really good. then we were able to, after we check in, we were able to, I'm going back and forth, sorry. When we checked in at 11, we were able to take a nap. Then we got up around 4 o'clock, went out to visit another property that they're building in Dubai, where they're offering, of course, people to invest money in properties there. So I did go to a presentation and saw that. Then we went back to the hotel, had dinner, and pretty much went to sleep because, you know, you have to be traveling for so long, you get a little bit tired. So the first day, we're on our own. The second day is when our tour actually started. We had a half-day city tour. We were able to go to the market where they had the spices, bought some spices, bought some teas, and we went to where they have the gold market. Lots of stores with jewelry, lots of clothes, and lots of things to buy. Of course, Dubai is, you know, they have the malls that are great malls, great designer stuff, but not really, they're not cheap. Let me just be frank. They're not cheap. So if you're going to Dubai thinking you're going to go there and get Louis Vuittons and Fendi and whatever other design you're looking for, cheap, no, it's not cheap at all. They're not going to find cheap stuff. So you have to go with money in your pocket if your intent is to go shopping. Now, my intent was not to go shopping. It was just to see the city and see what it was like. Okay, so day one was the half-day tour, and then we went out to dinner that evening, which was really nice. We went back to the hotel, got some rest, and then they picked us up and we went out for the boat ride. That was the day we went for the boat ride, and it was really nice. It was dinner on the water, kind of sail around the marina while we had dinner, and there was a little entertainment. So it was really nice. The next day was the day we went for the safari, and they picked us up in the afternoon around 3:30. We went on a 4x4 ride through the desert sand, and it was something else. I I enjoyed that. Pretty much I had my eyes closed the whole time because I am not a roller coaster person. I don't do Ferris wheels and things like that. I saw the Dubai Eye and it was wonderful, and it was best Ferris wheel, the largest, even larger than the London Eye, but I was okay with seeing it from afar. I don't do roller coasters. I don't do Ferris wheels. I don't do things like that. So I kept my eyes closed for most of the trip when I saw the hills and valleys and the holes and whatever it was that 4x4 was going into. It was actually an SUV, a Toyota, forgot, but it was a Toyota. It was a SUV 4x4, and it was quite a ride. Very, very nice. I might add, it was really nice, but I didn't want to see where I was going. I was okay with just the feel of it, and I could really just bypass, you know, looking to see where we were actually driving into and how we were driving. Got to take pictures in the desert sand. Those, of course, are posted on my Facebook if you want to go there and see. Had an opportunity to do a 4x4 ride on my own, and I chose not to do that. I am not that adventurous. I'm okay with just standing by and just being an onlooker. So we did do that, and then afterwards we there was a barbecue dinner out in the desert, and we were entertained by the belly dancers, and there was a gentleman that was entertaining with like fire eaters, stuff like that. And I have the video posted, I think, on my Facebook with that as well. Got henna tattoo done, and I did not want to get on a camel, but my husband did go on a camel and had his picture taken. So it was really nice. Had a good time that day. The next day we went to the mosque in Abu Dhabi, and oh my goodness, that was superb. That was probably one of the most amazing places I've ever seen. Just the thought and the care and whatever it was that the money that was put into building that building, they didn't spare. There were no shortcuts. Beautiful, beautiful building. Beautiful, just, you were just in awe. There also was a mall that was downstairs in the mosque. Of course, they have clothing store there because there is a strict dress code. And so you had to, if you did not have the appropriate attire, there's a store or a couple of stores where you could go and buy the appropriate attire to wear inside the mosque. They were very strict as far as not only your clothing, but your behavior. You could not make gestures while doing videos or pictures. There was no hugging allowed in the mosque to take pictures. So if you're taking pictures, if you see my pictures online with my husband, we're pretty much just standing next to each other. No hugging, no public display of affection in the mosque. You have to be, I would say, reverent, respectful, dress the part, act the part. No, they even told us that while taking the pictures, we could not make any faces. So therefore, you could not stick out your tongue. You could not do any hand gestures. None of that while you're in the mosque. So pretty much you walk around, you take your pictures, and you're respectful, and you can go. So on the way back from the mosque, we were able to stop by one of the local restaurants and have some local food, which was interesting. They have camel milk. I'm gonna try that. And they had the camel meat, of course. No, I'm not gonna try that either. I'm adventurous when it comes to food, but it's red meat, and I don't do red meat anyway, so I'm glad it didn't. No, I wasn't gonna try that. We did stay, I think that was the end of our tour, because we did just the half-day city tour with a dinner, Abu Dhabi, and the safari ride. The next day, we stayed an extra day just to rest from all of that, and maybe have a day to go around. So went back to where they had the spices and the gold, and visited that area, walked around, did a very little shopping on our own. Took a cab there, took a cab back to the hotel, and pretty much by the next day it was time to come home. Now, Dubai is a beautiful, beautiful city, and it's clean, and it's safe. There were people out. There were people out all hours of the day and night. 4 in the morning, when we got up to leave, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, when the driver picked us up to take us to the airport because our flight was leaving around 8:30. There were people coming in to the hotel that were guests there. They were coming in at 4 a.m. From other hotels, because I guess some of the hotels have clubs. So there were people coming in, walking down the street. We were told that there's CCTV all over. In addition to that, there are undercover police officers or security officers that patrol the streets so that you are not bothered. They care very much about tourism in Dubai, so they want to make sure that their guests or visitors are safe. I never felt unsafe at any point. I guess my only drawback is that there's some places I wanted to visit, like the Museum of the Future. But they had an expo going on, so they were closed to tourists. So I have to go back and visit that. Didn't get a chance really to see a couple of other places that I wanted to see. So, of course, I have to plan a trip to go back to see all the places I've missed. And this time I think I'm going to stay a week so that I'll be able to see much of what I missed this time. My only, I won't call it a negative, but my only drawback is that it is expensive. It is very expensive to shop. It's expensive as far as eating out, things like that. So you have to be prepared to know that you're not going to eat cheap. You're not going to shop cheap. So make sure you have enough funds when you go. Most of the hotel packages that you book will include breakfast. So you at least get breakfast. And if you do some of these tours that I went on, at least 2 nights it did include dinner. It included dinner for 2 nights. So you can plan tours that maybe include dinners for 2 or 3 nights out of your 5 nights that you're there. So you only have to worry about buying food for 2 nights. But one thing that did impress me about the hotel, when we were leaving at 4:30 in the morning, they came out with these 2 shopping bags. And what they had packed in it was a box of food for breakfast, because our room include breakfast and we weren't going to have breakfast that day. So they packed us breakfast to go so that when we got to the airport and were checked in, that we were able to have something to eat prior to getting on the plane, in case you get on the plane and go to sleep. Of course, you're on a flight for 13 hours. It was 13 hours back because we flew back through Boston. But and you get like 2 meals and a snack, or 3 meals. You wouldn't call it 3 meals because the snack was actually a small personal cheese pizza. We ordered special meals on the way back. Did not order on the way out, just took whatever they served on the way out, which is, I think I had some chicken dish. But on the way back, I did do Indian vegetarian special meal. My husband did vegan, and the meal was really good. It was really, really good for airplane food. Very nice. And I guess that's it for my trip review. It was wonderful. I almost want to come home and pack and head back over there. It is beautiful. The city is vibrant. The buildings are amazing, 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 and clean, very clean. So If you've never thought of going, if you've thought of going but just haven't gotten around to it, you should do it. I highly, highly recommend it. It's probably now at the top of my list as my favorite place to visit. Questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. And anything I missed, just let me know. I'll be happy to fill you in. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.